Hey there! This is a detailed tutorial of the draw functionality of the TrashKit GeoNodes modifier. Since this is a GeoNodes modifier, I was quite limited on how to build this curve draw functionality in, so please don't be hard on me. It's quite basic. However, if you know how it works, then it's really simple and it will work for you as well. So let's start at the very beginning. In generally really low poly geometry, like this two triangle plane here, is the hardest work case for the modifier. Just because the modifier does not have geometry to work on. Yeah. So start from the beginning. You select a new GeoNodes modifier. You select the GeoNodes. Okay. Now we got our GeoNodes here. If you wanted to use one of the curves here, let's for example use the brush curve, you would just select it and you would go to the object to the edit mode of the curve, just hit 1 in this case, and now you would take this tool here, the draw tool. Please mind, do not use the annotate tool, we use the draw tool. For this tool you got several options. You can access the options either here in the tool panel, or you can go to view and activate the tool settings. Then you got everything right over here. Please set this to surface, because then Blender will respect the polygons behind your cursor and draw on them. So for example, let's draw a little curve here, and I'll draw also a curve right here at the end of the plane. And as you see, this does nothing. But that's perfectly normal. We will exit this, we go back to the object mode. I'll just hit 4. Okay. Now if you go to the modifier and scroll down, you got the use curves checkbox. Once you activate this, you see, ta-da, it does something. But not what we expect. Because as you can see, the curve here in the middle does nothing, while the curve over here does something. So now why is this? It's just because we got 4 vertices on this plane. And right here where I draw the first stroke, there is no vertex, so it cannot work. This is just because this uses Blender Geometry Nodes proximity calculation to work. So what we have to do is increase the geometry in this plane. And for this there is an option. So if you work with really low polygeo, which is the usual case if you got ground planes and stuff, just go down and you'll find in the TrashKit GeoNode settings the detail subdivision. And now look what happens if I increase this. You see? We get additional polygons, like virtual polygons on this plane, and now we got information, and once we got the information we can draw with it. Now if I would take the brush curve, go to the vertex or the draw mode, and now I can paint my trash anywhere I like. And then of course you can use all the other stuff. For example, you can set the curve width and you can invert the whole thing, yeah. And yeah, for example, now you have the exact invert result of what you want. Yeah, that's it basically. For the other curves, it's even a bit more simple because it does not respect so much of the attributes we got below here. This just draws stuff. For example, if we take the grass curve and we hit 1, you will be able to start to draw grass immediately. Just make sure you have checked the use curves, because you don't have this checked, then it won't work. And also, if the geometry below is too low res, it won't work at all. Maybe just another example. Let's create a little Suzanne mesh here. Scale it up a bit. Okay, apply transformations. By the way, applying transformations is really crucial because this whole modifier is set in real world units. All this has accurate size, so if the base object is too small or too big, then the results will not look accurate. Just keep this in mind, please. And now, if we got this, if you got something like Suzanne here, you can see Suzanne is a really low poly. And we apply a geometry nodes modifier and add the TrashKit. You see, even with this really low amount of vertices, the calculation is possible. Yeah, something happens. But of course, once I increase the detail subdivisions, it gets much more accurate. I can really recommend this to you if you use low poly meshes. And once you got everything set, by the way, you are also free to subdivide your geometry directly. You don't have to use detailed subdivision. For example, if you have a huge ground plane and you only need detail in the foreground, then it would perfectly make sense to just take one huge face in the foreground and divide this by hand. That way you'll be much more optimized. Yeah, but now, since we got this detailed subdivision cranked up a bit, we can basically use the brush curve, draw on it, and again, check use curves. And now everything will work perfectly. Same goes for the other stuff. If I go to the grass curve, you can draw grass and leaves, and you can draw huge prefabs. You can draw the medium prefabs wherever you like, and also this little trash mix. Yeah, that's it. I hope you can use this information, and please enjoy the TrashKit modifier.